It's the fifth race weekend of the FIA Formula 3 European Championship. We're at the Norisring, where the conditions on Saturday are dry but not too hot, and it's pole position for the high-tech GP driver Jake Hughes. At the start of race one, Lando Norris, with a bad start, as you can see, just bogs down at the start. He goes from P2 to P4, and when they exit turn number one, which they're approaching now, Maximilian Günther will improve effectively from P4 to P2. Jake Hughes, though, stays in front. There is an accident in the first corner. Callum Ilott, Ferdinand Habsburg and Ralph Aron all involved. And a great race from the championship leader, Joel Eriksson. He started from P17 and already overtaking Joey Mawson and Harrison Newey to take up P6. Then for Joey Mawson, it's an incident with the wall. He crashes into it and the safety car has to be deployed. P3 in the championship is Callum Ilott, but unfortunately he has to retire from the race. Lando Norris and Jake Hughes so close together, and there is contact between the two of them, and Jake Hughes ends up into the wall. The team cannot believe it, and of course it's a great advantage to Maximilian Günther, who does take up the lead and wins the race ahead of Lando Norris and Pedro Piquet. But Lando Norris gets a 20-second time penalty for the manoeuvre against Hughes and ends up P11. And there, Maximilian Günther on the podium. And the start of race two. Ralph Aron is ahead of Jake Hughes and Maximilian Günther. Lando Norris going from P4 as they all head into turn number one. Lando Norris is the fastest driver on the grid, overtaking Maximilian Günther and taking up P3. And shortly after this, Jake Hughes has no chance against Lando Norris. The rookie goes to P2 now. It's not the best race for two of those in the championship charge. Joel Eriksson and Callum Ilott, they're both fighting over P9. In the end, Callum Ilott will become P9 and Joel Eriksson will end up P10. Lando Norris in his second race is unbeatable. He overtakes the pole sitter Ralph Aron and takes up the lead. And for Ralph Aron it became even worse as he makes a mistake and loses the podium position 3 to Maximilian Günther. In the end, Lando Norris wins and takes important points for the championship ahead of Jake Hughes and championship leader Maximilian Günther. So all three up there on the podium then, enjoying their podium moment. The pole setter in the third race is Maximilian Günther, the championship leader, with a chance to perhaps widen the gap to his opponents. The start of race three. Maximilian Günther not with a good start. Jihan Daruvala, he's better. He takes P1. Maximilian Günther is going to be in trouble to defend P2 against Ralph Aron as they head into turn number one. There is contact between Mick Schumacher and Pedro Piquet. And this ends up with Mick Schumacher with broken suspension. As you can see, he has to retire. Lando Norris is once again in a fighting mood, coming from P6, overtaking here already Jake Hughes to take up the P4 position. In the backfield, Tadazuke Makino hits Harrison Newey, and this means the end of the race for both of those drivers. Lando Norris is targeting his second podium position of the weekend. 2 laps before the end, he attacks Ralph Aron and takes up P3. On top, though, Jihan Daruvala takes his first victory in Formula 3 before Maximilian Günther, and then Lando Norris completes the podium. There is the result in full, as we watch Jihan Daruvala then celebrating on his slowing down lap. Maximilian Günther, then it's Joel Eriksson and Lando Norris in the Drivers' Championship. As the drivers celebrate on the podium, it's Spa next.